Consider yourself a movie buff? Whether you like Titanic or Tarantino, our next guest has some information you may want to hear. Welcome to Brookdale Newsmakers, your source for what's happening on our campus and in your community. I'm Jess Alaimo. Joining us today is Dr. Melissa Lenos, instructor for Brookdale's Film Appreciation class. Thanks for joining us today, Dr. Lenos.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's our pleasure. Can you explain to us a little bit about what Film Appreciation class is?
Sure. It's an introductory class. It's great for anybody who really likes to watch movies but wants to know a little bit more about how to speak about movies intelligently, or maybe talk a little bit about film history or the technology behind movies.
Great. So you don't actually just watch movies, you discuss different aspects about the movies as well.
Yes, we do watch movies in class, but that's not all we do. We have really great discussions about acting and directing and anything from lighting to the use of props. And we also talk about film theory, maybe feminism or Marxism. And it's not a super easy class. There are actually tests and papers. So we do a lot more than just watch movies.
So there are papers, because I'm sure
Yes.
a lot of students picking an elective think, oh, movies, but you actually do papers.
There are a couple of papers, yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. So I know this is a very popular class, so I guess it's very imperative to register for this class early, right?
Yes, yeah, we have a lot of sections next semester, but they all just tend to fill right up. So definitely register early if you're interested in film appreciation.
Mm-hmm. And film appreciation class, it's open to all students, yes? Are there any requirements?
No, there are no prerequisites for the class. You just have to love watching movies and want to learn how to talk about them a little better.
Okay. What kind of movies do you watch?
Oh, this semester we did everything from Citizen Kane to Die Hard, from Rear Window to Jaws. So we're kind of all over the place.
So Die Hard, so that's interesting. So it's not only these classic movies, you do action films as well.
Absolutely. One of the main purposes of the class is to learn about how any movie can be spoken about intelligently. Every movie has something that we can look at and analyze and understand more deeply.
That's great. Just as a personal question, what is your favorite movie genre or film?
Wow. I have a lot of different favorite movies. Doing Citizen Kane is always great because it's just such a gorgeous, amazing film. But I'm really excited to teach Jaws again this semester because, I love the shark. I love, disaster movies. I like to tell my students, I like anything that has a helicopter exploding in it. That's one of my criteria for great movies. They don't have one in Citizen Kane, but it's still a good movie.
That'd be interesting if they had one in Citizen Kane.
Maybe we could add one.
Yeah, that'd be really awesome. I'll have to talk to them about the TV department about that. So why do you suggest that a student at Brookdale should take your class?
Well, movies are something that we can all talk about, and one of the great things about film appreciation is we get in there, we watch a movie, and everybody knows how to talk about movies right away. It's something that we learn to do from a really young age. So it's one of those things where everybody kind of has the equipment, the starting equipment to start doing it, and then we just sort of tweak it. So you might be able to say, I really like this movie, I think it's a good movie, and then we go from there and say, well, why do you think it's good? Is it the acting, is it the directing, what is it that we love about films?
Yes.
So it's just one of those things that once you learn to do it a little bit better and do it a little bit more technically, talking about film intellectually, it's something you can use for the rest of your life.
Yeah. So all the movies that you watch in the class, they're all reflective upon our culture and a time in our...
Absolutely. Right? I like to say that every movie reflects the culture that it was made in. So, whether we're watching something from 1920 that tells us something about the time in which the movie was made, or if we watch a movie that was made last year, that tells us something about 2008. So every movie is reflective of the time that it came from and from the culture that it came from.
This sounds like a really interesting class, and I know I'll definitely be taking it.
Great.
I can't wait. You there. Well, thank you for joining us today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
It was a pleasure.
Great.
And thank you for joining us today on Brookdale Newsmakers. For more information, visit us at brookdalecc.edu. I'm Jess Alaimo, wishing you a great week. See you next time here on Brookdale Newsmakers.